What's up, you guys? Welcome to the first ever Breeze Virtual YouTube video. Today, we're going to be doing INDOC. If you guys don't already know what INDOC is the first phase of any flight training, as well as other jobs in the airline industry. INDOC is basically just kind of going over the basics of the airline, kind of going over, who we are, what we are, and kind of how to kind of operate in the virtual airline itself. So this is also going to be a starting video for the A220 training program that we're going to be doing. That's totally optional, by the way. Um, but even if you're not going to be doing the training program, this is honestly a good video for you to kind of watch, and just in case things weren't already clear and the kind of startup guides and stuff like that in the Discord, this should go ahead and answer a lot of questions for you guys on how to kind of operate things and kind of how to go about things. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So first, the background in the history of Breeze Virtual. It was created by me. Basically, I'm a private pilot license holder, and I'm working on my ratings, and I eventually want to become the an airline pilot. And a few years ago, I worked at a contracted company for ground handling that worked with Breeze, and so that's kind of where I started with the Breeze fandom as well as the A220 fandom. Because honestly, before then, I didn't really hear much about Breeze, and I didn't really, I didn't really enjoy the 220, or I didn't really, I kind of ignored it, kind of deal. Like, I thought it looked ugly, and I was like, this kind of looks weird. I'm just not going to worry about it. Um, but obviously, working at Breeze and being around it all this time, I eventually was like, yeah, let's. I love it now. So I completely changed my mind, and that's kind of when I joined the Synaptic Discord and kind of followed along that journey. So that was back like 2 years ago, when I was following the journey of the Synaptic 220, and got really excited that a project was coming out for it. Basically, the reason why I wanted to build this VA was because I wanted to build a virtual airline that kind of blends the realism of some virtual airlines, but also have the casual, laid back um, version as well for those who just want to casually just fly Breeze operations like Breeze routes and stuff like that. Um, so that's kind of like what I'm going for. That's why a lot of these trainings and a lot of these like realism things are going to be adding to the virtual airline is completely optional. Like no one has to do this stuff, but it's for those who could scratch an itch from getting more realism out of the VA, but also be open to those who just casually fly also in the VA. So that's kind of what I wanted to do. A lot of virtual airlines that I see online, they say they're a certain operator. So let's say like a United virtual or a Delta virtual, but then like when you go to book flights to do code share routes, and in my opinion, like whatever floats your boat, obviously a lot of people like doing that. They have the freedom to kind of choose whatever routes. But for me, when I joined a virtual airline, I want to fly that airline's routes. So that's kind of what I wanted to create. So even if Breeze or not merges, but if they partner with somebody and stuff like that, we'll never have our partners' routes embedded within our system. We're only going to be flying Breeze routes only. So that's just the one caveat to that, that I'll let you guys know up front. So we do have this optional base training. This is obviously the start of the 220 for those of you that are in the 220 training. This is a starting video for that, but we'll have documents and stuff like that to help out people, which is provided by this slide's incomplete, but it's provided by A220 driver as well as real life pilots that I'm in contact with. So A220 driver, if you don't already know, if you didn't already join the Synaptic Discord, I would highly recommend it. If you go to resources and it's one of the pinned messages in there, A220 driver has a full A220 guide. And that's kind of where I got a lot of the systems knowledge from. And then I kind of backed up the knowledge with other real world A220 pilots. So all of this goes directly to A220 driver, 100%. I'll give all the credit due to A220 driver. I just kind of regurgitated the content to make it smaller and into slideshows kind of. So there you go. Basically, at the end of the day, I want to build a fun, easygoing, friendly community to match the casual, fun vibes of the real airline. So Breeze, if you don't already know, is super casual. I mean, like pilot, I don't think pilots like wear ties. The flight attendants wear like sneakers instead of like heels or dress shoes or whatever, and it's like a super casual vibe at Breeze. So that's kind of what I want to make here. It's just a casual, fun vibe, but have some realism to it as well. So if you don't already know, our fleet, so there's two aircraft fleets. right now in Breeze. By the end of the year, all of the E190s will be retired. If there is people at the end of the year still flying the E190 and not looking to upgrade to the 220 anytime soon, I will kind of keep some historical E190 routes for you guys, but I will kind of like cut down on how many E190s we do have. So if you are an FSS E190 or an X Crafts E190 jet fan, let me know in the Discord. I won't just kind of I won't just like take away all the routes away from you. So let me know if that's like something you enjoy flying, and I'll keep some historical routes for you once they retire at the end of the year. But our main aircraft, as you know, is the A220-300, which is now released by Synaptic at the filming of this video. The Synaptic 220 finally came out, and so that's going to be our main aircraft for the fleet. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at where we fly next. All right, here is our destination maps. I just kind of want to show you guys, if you guys are new to Breeze itself, kind of what it is. So it's basically a low-cost carrier, and their whole mission is to go point to point. So instead of having large hubs or anything like that, they go point to point and they cut out the middleman. So instead of, let's see if we could find one here. From Savannah, Georgia. So instead of going from, I don't know, Savannah to, let's just say you're a Delta fan. So if you go to Savannah to Atlanta, Atlanta to New Orleans, you can just go Savannah straight to New Orleans. You don't have to worry about having a connection if you're flying with Delta or something like that. So they're a point-to-point airline. You can see that they also fly into super less popular and smaller airports. So you can see here Bangor is a popular airport, or is a not that popular airport in Maine, and so they serve there. They also serve at Providence. So instead of serving at the main hub of Boston, you go down to Providence and they serve out of there. Instead of the big airports in New York, they have Islip, and they also serve out of one route out of Newark, which is obviously a big airport. But you can see like White Plains, they got you got smaller airports around the New York area to serve. So all these people who live in Newburgh and in New Haven and all of that, they don't have to drive to a main airport. They can just fly out of their local airport to wherever they need to go. So yeah, a lot of East Coast flying right now. I do believe I have all the hubs there, but I'm always open to suggestions. If you don't see a real world Breeze route here, which I'm pretty sure there should all be here, I did upload a lot of files to kind of help me with that. But if you ever see a Breeze route that's not uploaded properly, do let me know in the Discord. And yeah, this is all the places that we fly. So a lot of Florida flying, and a lot of East Coast kind of short hops, and then there's obviously some expansion here in the West Coast as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We got a couple of international destinations. So we got Cancun here is a big one, and then we got Punta Cana, and then we have a lot of the Bahamas here. Excuse me. I got Key West in Florida, and then you got the Bahamas here. So yeah, that's kind of where we fly next. Let's go ahead and go over a little tour of our Discord. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, make sure to join the Discord. All the links will be down in the description to join the Discord, as well as joining the VA itself on Vamsys. So that's something that you will need, is a Vamsys account. It's free, so you don't have to worry about paying anything. But yeah, let's go ahead and just kind of go over the Discord here. So rules, obviously, you got all these rules. You can go ahead and read them. Pretty self-explanatory. All these are pretty popular rules on a lot of Discord servers. If you go here to NOTAMs, this is going to be, excuse me, where I post NOTAMs to the to Vamsys, and Vamsys is connected to Discord, so they'll send you a NOTAM here. So example, if you click this and you visit the link, it'll bring you over to the NOTAM page. So as you can see, there's no PCA air simulated in the Synaptic 220 right now. So my NOTAM is to use the APU instead, and to plan accordingly with fuel, because you'll be burning the APU a lot more. So that's just kind of where you can see all the NOTAMs and all the important information. Welcome. This is all the pilots joining our Discord right now. So that's just kind of it about us. Kind of gives you a little bit of a background about us. Announcements, this is kind of more of events and I don't know, things I want to announce to the Discord about certain things happening and stuff like that. Events calendar, it's still not working for whatever reason. I've created events and it's not posting to here, so I still have to figure that out. But eventually, our events, our virtual airline events, will get posted here. Jobs needed. So basically, as you can see here, with creating VAs, there's a lot of roles and staff. So jobs could be like if I need a livery painter, you could go ahead and ask and join and be like, hey, I could make some liveries for you if you want, or hey, I could do this if you want, or I could be in charge of the routes if you want. I could make sure all the routes are up to date. So when I have a listing here, I'll go ahead and post it, and you go ahead and just kind of let me know if you're down to do that job. VA link is just the VA link to join the VA. Getting started is a full getting started guide. So if you're just joining the Discord, it'll send you directly to this page, and that could you could just follow through this and make sure that you do it correctly. Training, as you can see, is a work in progress. We're still working on it right now, but eventually this will be a channel to direct you to join the training program. And once you join the training program, it'll direct you down here to the training. So slides like this one is going to be in here, and I'll just post the slides itself. So you go ahead and just have the slides for yourself, and we'll have different resources and stuff like that down here. For documents, so far, all we have is the flight operations document. So this document is basically just kind of going over how to book a flight and just the very basics of Vamsys. Promotions, I'm planning on shouting out people that get promoted through the ranks. So right now we just have trainee, IOE, first officer, captain, and then check airman. All right, and then we got the general chat. Everyone's just talking. Typical general chat. We got screenshots here, so we got different screenshots from everybody's flight. And then we got media, so just kind of videos if you want to post like your landing videos or stuff like that. There you go. Flight discussion. If you guys want to do group flights or something like that, that's kind of where you would go. Questions and answers. Obviously, people have questions about different routes or getting signed up for Vamsys. This is where I go ahead and answer them. So if you have any questions about this video or anything else, this is where you go. Suggestions, as you can see here, this is just a suggestion that they had. So if possible, can we dedicate a daily summary channel rather than just going to live flights? And I said, yeah, sure. And so that's exactly what I did. So I changed it to, as you can see here, have a daily summary instead. And so this daily summary just kind of shows us what we did during that day, how many pilots flew, how many PIREPs were reported, and stuff like that. So there you go. So if you have any suggestions, I would be very interested to kind of hear what you guys have to say about the VA, and I'll do anything I can to improve it. So community polls is kind of community polls that I'll ask you about certain things. So like this one is about the VA event for the 220. People wanted it on Thursday, so that's when we'll do it on Thursday. And then I just wanted to get a temperature check on people who were flying the 220, what they thought, and looks like most of the people said it needed a little bit more time. So flight reports is just kind of all of the notifications about people flying. I just kind of liked having these channels because it kind of lets me know, hey, people are flying in the VA. So it's kind of cool to kind of look at, people flying and where they're going and stuff like that. Same with the live flights. It notifies you when they get their dispatch reports and stuff like that. So it's cool to kind of see where people are flying. ATC, this channel is it's more of like a shout out channel for people that um, want to shout out ATC, or if there are a VATSIM controller, they could go ahead and join this channel and shout out like, hey, I'm going to be on Providence ground for whatever, an hour long. Or if you're a pilot, you could be like, hey, Providence, grounds online, like if you want to fly to Providence, now's a good time, kind of deal. And then, like I said, daily summaries, and then milestones is kind of where you get all your badges. So a lot of people have got the badge of their first flight on the VA. So very cool. And like I said, down here is all the trading stuff, and obviously the staff channels that you guys wouldn't see. And we have the voice channels down here as well. So that's kind of the walkthrough of the Discord. Next, let's go ahead and talk about the Vamsys dashboard. All right, let's go ahead and click on dashboard. That'll bring us to our dashboard. And what I want you to think about is our Discord is going to be the main place that I talk to you guys and send out announcements and stuff like that. So think of Discord as a top priority for communication. Vamsys is just a tool that lets you book flights, is kind of how I'm doing it. So make sure to join the Discord. That is really important. Join the Discord for different updates, stuff like that. But you go ahead and look at your dashboard here. You can look at your map about where you've flown, statistics, your badges that you've gotten. So if you go to badges, it'll say that I completed my first flights. There you go. All your PIREPs are here as well that you did. So this one, this one I purposely rejected, I promise, because I was trying to test the rejection system. Preferences, so you got all your different information here and stuff like that. So you can change your SIMPRI loadout or your SIMPRI format, your preferred network. You can choose if you want imperial units or not, and stuff like that. So next, you got your account settings. That's just for Vamsys account settings. And then you got your flight center. So this is where you're going to be looking at all your bookings and stuff like that. So if you look at my booking, I just booked one. Um, so I'm going down to Orlando. So as you can see, we got your booking right here. Uh, Usually this would say, you know, routes from wherever airport you're located at. So that's where you'd go ahead and do that. You can go ahead and do an additional booking. As you can see here, this will go ahead and dispatch flights from Orlando. So once I land in Orlando, excuse me, we can go ahead and dispatch another route after that. So this is kind of where you would search for your route, wherever you want to fly to. You could go ahead and click on this little funnel here, and you can go ahead and go on your filters. So if you want to look at only 220 flights, you go BCS 3. If you want to look at, I don't know, different arrival times or different things like that, you go ahead and do that. And that's all right here. Rosters is kind of what you could create to make a trip. So if you generate a new roster, this is all in the FOM, by the way, and the documents that you can download in Discord. But you basically select a starting airport, a final airport, how many legs to generate in between those two airports, and then yeah, you just kind of generate that, and it gives you like whatever 4 legs or whatever between the two airports. So that's kind of something that you could do if you want. And then our destination map is what we kind of looked over. Nodems is the same thing that we showed before. So we got the 2 nodems right now. Events, you could see the last event was the inaugural event. That's no longer there anymore because it already passed. The next event will be for tomorrow. So you'll see an event here hopefully soon. Documents, we don't have anything honestly here in documents except for like the ranks. You can go ahead and look at the ranks. So this is all the ranks that I'm showing you. We got training, so it's no requirements. It's basically if you first joined, you're a trainee. After 10 hours of flying, you're in your initial operating experience. And then 20 hours is first officer, captain's 100 hours, and chief pilot is 200 hours. So there you go. And then you got all the policies for that. We also got our PIREP rejection policies here. So if you're curious on why your PIREP just got rejected, you can go ahead and see the reasons why here, and it'll also tell you on the rejection. Resources, we haven't really gotten anything here, honestly, but you could download the Pegasus ACARs. It's obviously super crucial. So go ahead and just download it from here under resources, Pegasus ACARs. You'll need that to log your flights. Next, you can look at the airports. You can look at all the airports that we have and that we serve, and you can kind of run through the list. If I don't have an airport that Breeze operates in, do let me know in the Discord. Aircraft, kind of same deal. You kind of see all the different registrations, and it has every single registration of the Breeze fleet. Community, we got the leaderboard, so you go ahead and see, you know, who has the most flights. As you can see, Matthew right now has the most flights of 7 flights. He has a total of 6 hours, 867 points, and stuff like that. As you can see, I'm lacking right now. I only have 4 flights, and I was first place, but now I'm not. But you can see that within the week, the month, last month, this year, all time, all that stuff. You can see the badges as well. This is just the kind of badges, 100 flights and stuff like that. Community goals, don't have any active community goals, but you know, if you look at it and I created one, you'll be able to see it obviously. And kind of about us and rules are kind of the same thing you saw in Discord. As you see, I had the join the Discord link there. I'll have to figure out how to put the Discord link in one of these pages out here. But yeah, that's it for the most part. It's super, super simple. Like I said, Discord is your main thing. So make sure you join the Discord 100% first. And then you could join the VA here and just kind of operate out of the Discord and just kind of use this Vamsys as a tool. So if you guys have any questions, do let me know in the Discord. We like to welcome you aboard, and thank you guys so much for joining Breeze Virtual. Hope you guys have a great day.